And we're live. I feel like I should sing or something. That, if I'm live, I should make a big deal out of it. Again, what I always forget though is here I am streaming and I got to share out my own link because notifications will probably not work because that's how it goes lately. However, I've got to say, YouTube has been going very, very well lately. And part of that is I have gotten back to my roots when it comes to clickbait. I sort of going into it, I think it's pretty well, it's common sense. You look around at content that you are absorbing, and you know why you could sit back and think about it, why you're interested in clicking on certain videos. There's something about it that begs you to click and look into it more. And so I think I was better at that. And then over time, because it is a little bit more effort to do clickbait titles, like just, it's not like crazy clickbait, you know what I mean? But doing a title that's enticing, making sure you have a thumbnail that's enticing, it gets I don't know, it's mental energy. So I think for a little while I've been kind of slipping and I was just whatever, I'll just title it what it is. But I've been working on the titles and the thumbnails, and it's been paying off. It's been a very good week. Very good, really. And the campaign has also shown it too, and that's interesting because you're getting to people that you wouldn't normally. They're not going into streams. They're there for some information, 10 minutes of information or somewhere around there, and that's it. They're not going to go in and watch full live stream to get information. So it's been helpful. I figure people that do watch live streams are hardcore. I don't know. Are you guys hardcore or you just prefer a long format? I don't know what it is. I would say you're more interested. You're just wanting, I don't know. I watch live streams. That's how it goes for me. Having said that, I've been looking around. I want to share some stuff with you all because I think I can kick it up a notch on as far as campaigns go. So, and I borrow ideas. He gets it borrowed. Yeah, the ideals. What I call this ideas I want to steal. Ideals. I want to borrow. Good point. Hello, Alois. Hello there. Jude is here. He says I'm here. Kevin Tomset is here. Hello. Great to see you. Fuddy Nucker. I had to be careful with that one. Sup. Hello. Welcome. Very cool. We'll let everyone get in. I sent the link to Charlie. He is getting his kids ready for bed. You know how it goes. So we'll see when he gets here. Also invited the regulars. They're invited as well. We'll see who shows up. I kind of just did this impromptu because I didn't have a stream planned anywhere else, but I've got some, I think, fun stuff to go over. Gonzo the Great says, I'm always here. Great to see you in the chat then. All right. Okay. So ideas I want to steal. I got looking today. I saw a link to a Kickstarter campaign, not Indiegogo, Kickstarter from someone working in the mainstream. We're going to look at it. I don't think she's got a huge name or anything like that, but I looked at her campaign and she had some really great ideas that I want to borrow. I want to aggressively borrow them. I think they were good ideas as far as, campaign perks and things like that. And it kind of got me thinking a little bit, why do you like to go to conventions? And you can answer this in the chat. For me, yes, you can go to a convention and you can buy the same trade paperback that you could buy on Amazon and pay more money for it, the entrance fees or whatever, depending on your convention. I think you can get single issue books at conventions more easily. There's just so many comics. It's a little bit easier if you're collecting comics, you're looking for that particular key issue that you need something to complete your collection. Conventions are great for that, I think, because it's just easier. You're not traveling. Everyone's got their books there they want to sell. So that works. But what else? What else about conventions? Something I have found that I liked is getting a print from the artist and it's signed by the artist. That that's pretty unique. It's something that's not easily, you're not just going to come by as easily. Okay. So, but I have some other things now too that I think are great ideas that I'm going to steal. So we're going to talk about those. Let's see. Skip Edwards is here. It says, good evening, friends. Identity Crisis is here. How'd you like that drawing from Charlie the other night? That was pretty great. Let's see. I think the word you're interested in using is either incorporate or adopt. You guys are all, yeah. I mean, again, though, clickbait. Ideas I want to, no, very good. You're right. Absolutely right. Here we go. There goes Clint exercising his male privilege and stealing ideas from women. Monster. That would have been a great title. Where was Albino Thunderbuns? I could have put stealing ideas from women. Pulling my male privilege card in this case. I could do that. Why not? Let's see. Original art. That's another one. Getting a sketch and possibly watching the artist do the sketch. You know, I've seen that. Doing interviews, perhaps. You talk to them. Original art is great. Chimera likes the title. Thanks. Appreciate that. All right. Looking for Ultimate Fallout number 4. First Mile Morales. Yeah. I hear you. There's no conventions though. So you got to find them. It's like eBay. What other options are there? Hello. All right. It's not too late to change your title for the stream. I think you're right. I could change it. Technically I could. And that is a pretty great title. All right. So I'm going to show you, we'll just get started. I have stalled long enough for people to get here. So I'm going to share a screen. Again, as we get more friends in. Oh, there. Do you want to look at my face twice? Especially with this look. This is the look on your face you get when you're about to steal something. All right. So, well, let's look at the Kickstarter campaign because that's where I started. First off, though, one word of criticism. I'm going to say her name wrong. Elsa, I think it's a French last name. Elsa is her name. She has this Kickstarter campaign. I saw the thing on Twitter and I thought, wow, there's some great ideas here. I'm going to go look this up on my computer. I was looking on my phone when I found it. I'm going to look this on the computer and I'm going to do my stream and talk about this thing. Then when I went on the computer, I was here for 15 minutes trying to find this Kickstarter campaign. I didn't know what her name was. I can't even say her name. So is that some kind of privilege? I'm sure. I couldn't even say her name. I didn't know what to search. I looked up convention from home because she's got this video that I think was called, Con at Home. I could not find it for the life of me. 15 minutes, finally found it. I was dedicated. So that's just one thing. The messaging wasn't, it just wasn't working. I was trying to find it. Okay. So she's got a convention from home, and this is a bit of a marketing gimmick. I'll be honest. It's not really a convention at home. She's just selling her art book. That's what it comes down to. But she's got these other things that you're not seeing here either. It was on her Twitter post just to make it worse. Oh, there you go. Here's one. A sketch. It's a stamp. It was kind of a good idea, but I'm gonna go one step further from that. But look at this video. I'm not gonna play the audio because something bad will happen if I do. This is let me see how to mute this thing. She's setting up for a convention. She's putting her books out on the table, like you do, putting prints out, and there they are enjoying greasy food. Con at home. That's it. There is no no secret surprise to it. This is essentially what we do every single day. We're talking about things and trying to sell books, but I thought that it was a clever marketing idea. This is not the idea I'm going to steal, but along with her art book came some other things. So I'm going to look at book plates, and I could do this for this campaign and just make it like, if you get the collector's bundle, you get a book plate. The nice thing about the book plate is I can ship a whole stack of book plates to Charlie, and Charlie can sign those book plates, and then we can slap those book plates to your book. So it's signed by both Charlie and by Clint, but obviously it's on a book plate. I think that's a really good idea. And then you get some, we can do it fancy. There's all sorts of ones. I've seen some terrible book plates. Like, this is boring. Why? This is boring as all get out. This is more interesting. But look, there's like a squid. There's tons that you could do. There's an owl book plate. Tons of stuff. Simple, and then it gets in your book. And what better thing for a collector's bundle? So this would be one I could enact this time around. Let's see. That was pretty clean looking. I don't know if you mean the video. I'm sorry, I'm not paying enough attention. Yeah, book plates though. They are pretty cool. So I kind of like that idea. The idea is it's a sticker basically. It's a glorified sticker, but then you can get it signed. We slap it in your book, and there's only so many printed, and they'd be printed basically for collector's bundle backers. So you're not talking about a lot. Replica, meh? Really? I thought it was a good idea. Okay. I'm not done yet though. Okay, I've got more ideas we can still. There are more ideas. Let's see. Oh, wait. You know what else is a smart idea? Replicator 3. Rob, I think you have the link, man. You can come in. That's fine with me. We can do that. Clint is one of the guys who inspired me to return to comics after 10-year hiatus. Wow. Thank you. That's high praise. I appreciate that. All right, book plates. So the other thing is block printing, because they were talking about the book, like book plates. I don't know. It overlapped a little bit. If you're familiar with screen printing, which I'm not entirely, I'll be honest, but screen printing is a thing. That's as much as I know. I think that the shirt that I'm wearing right now literally is a screen printed. It's a Hellboy shirt, and each color's separated. I'm pretty sure this is screen printed. But the idea is you could do different colors at a time. Does that make a t-shirt cooler? This is not something I could do currently on this campaign, because we already have a t-shirt and you already know what it's going to look like. But if you planned around it and you either got them screen printed, or you did something like this where it's a single color and it's block printed, to me, if you're going to a convention and you're getting something like that is made in front of you, that's kind of fun. I went to a convention once where they did some screen printing. They were just prints though, and they did 3 colors on them, and you could actually pull the machine, however it worked. You could pull it yourself. Yeah, I know it's not that difficult. A 10-minute video will tell you all you need to know about screen printing. Print on demand, Clint. You see, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You could screen print on anything. You could buy actual nice t-shirts. Rob is hard to impress. I mean, meh. Print on demand, screen printed. It's hand touch. Who knows? You could get, I don't know, depending on how thick the paint is or the ink. What if there was beard hair stuck in there, like little, does that make it? Or that's gross. That's not an attractive selling point. Okay, I get it. I'm running out of ideas here. Okay, so the other thing was stamps. That's kind of where I started. If you had a custom stamp, see, this is how it's like a screen print in that you have colors, different colors. So technically this was 2 stamps, but you could do more, and they could all make one picture. Instead of a book plate, if that is stamped in your book, is that cool? Is that better than it would otherwise be? Or am I thinking too hard? I think some of these things are cool. Let's see. Make it a standalone print we can frame. That would be the cool thing if you did screen printing or block printing, is you could print it on anything, I think. You could do a t-shirt, but you could also just print it on some like really nice paper. That could be cool. Yeah, so this is an idea. Anyway, the rest of this, though, this is just an art book. That's it. I never look at art books, but I think the way that she set up her campaign, I mean, not so much this stuff. This is basic Kickstarter stuff, but I don't know. It worked. It got me interested. The art's, if you're into that style of art. It's good art. It's probably not an art book I would get excited about and go out of my way to, but she did get me to look at her campaign. And considering it's a Kickstarter campaign, that's kind of says a lot for me, because I rarely am looking at Kickstarter unless I'm looking to make a video. You haven't rocked my world. Okay. Well, we'll think of some better ideas to steal. I think they're out there. I still think they're out there. I want to steal those ideas. But because the book plate concept is so simple to do, I still think I might just add that. No extra cost. Like, it could be like a halfway stretch goal or something. If you back a collector's bundle, you get a signed book plate by Charlie. I mean, then you have both of our signatures. I think that'd be pretty cool. Rock me, Clint. Rock. I have no transition for that. But Fatal is not rock. This is about to rock you. How about that? I'm going to rock you now. Fatal's on Indiegogo right now. Look at this. We passed $72,000, which is great. I have noticed that backers are starting to increase a little bit more. And it's been great. The weird part is it slows down so much in the middle of the campaign that you'll go through days where you're like, why am I doing this? It's so stressful. It's so stressful. But things are starting to pick back up again, I think, because we're getting close to a week left. You know, we'll see. It'll keep going. And then I wonder where we're going to land. We had a couple guesses, but I'm really curious where we'll actually land. So it feels good. There's something psychological, I think, about the number 7. That, like, what's the difference from being 69,000 or 70,000? It's $1,000, yes. Or, you know, you could say $1, 69,999 versus $70,000. It's the 7. That's right. It's God's number. When it's a 7, for some reason, there's something psychological that you're almost at 10. Like you're over the hump. So I don't know what it is, but I did see a lot of people getting pretty excited about this on Twitter. I was excited too. I think the number there's something about the number 7. It's pretty great. So this is up for sure. The collector's bundle. I mean, I all but announced it, but thing is, I need a good design for a book plate. I think that's doable. We've got lots of great art. It could be cool even to take one of the promotional pieces that's not really in the book. One of the promotional pieces that Charlie did and make a book plate out of it. I'll look into it and I'll try to make it official, but I think that's a good idea. That will sort of sweeten the pot here for the collector's bundle. And then beyond that, I mean, sold 900, over 900 of just the main book. That is crazy. When I'm fulfilling these campaigns, the funny thing is, the way that I break it up usually is by tier. So I'll say, okay, we're gonna do the VIP tier first because they're shipping first. So we get all the supplies out, all the shipping stuff for that tier. We go through it one by one, you know, all the pieces, sign them all, package them up, you know, wrap them in plastic, print the shipping labels, and they're done. They're ready to go. And usually I get a Post-it note and I write the number. I write every item that is going in it so that there's no mistake. If there's a print that goes with it, so on and so on. We write those out. And then I write the quantity. And usually it's like, we're going to do 200 of these, 150, something like that. And then I stick it on the table, and we all know that's our guiding number. We go through that and we meet that number. In this case, it's going to be like, it's so skewed. I mean, I guess the book plus the artist edition, we got 93. That's sizable. We'll almost have 100. I'm sure we'll pass 100 by the time we're over. But you know what I mean, though. We're going to have like, okay, we're going to do 9 of this. We're going to do 30 of this one. We're going to do 18 of this one. There's just very small numbers, really. And then we're going to hit this one. And when we have to fulfill this one and it's over 1,000, it just, I don't know, it just throws everything off in a good way. It's great. But it is pretty funny. I can't wait to see those teenagers. I'm going to hire them again to help. And whoever is doing this one is probably going to be very happy with me, I'm sure. So the replicator, first world problems right here. I know it, man. I know it. Brian Christogau's here. Hello. Very cool. All right. So Alan Moore, I posted that video today. I got a little feedback from the video on Alan Moore. Oh, before I jump into that, let's add Charlie to the stream. Hello, Charlie. How's it going?
Not too bad. The kids were very lively and angered up. We let them. Everybody's excited about dinosaurs right now. We took them to Jurassic Quest, I think it was called. This traveling roadshow, like a circus that goes to parking lots, and you drive through and you look at automated dinosaur robots. So it's even cooler. There's not just dinosaurs; they're robot dinosaurs.
They're not just dead. Right.
That's right. So then we watched Jurassic Park, and they were a little 4-year-old. We thought maybe this was too tense for the 4-year-old. I forgot about when the arm is hanging.
Yeah.
So I thought, all right, maybe the newer one. We thought maybe the newer one is a little less intense. Boy, were we wrong.
It was worse.
Oh my God. People getting eaten left and right. The 4-year-old is freaked out. And we've been pretty careful. We've been pretty careful about what we show them. And I don't know why we let this one just sail through. Because there's that little bit of idea of it's educational.
Yeah.
DNA, dinosaurs, like Cretaceous, these words come up.
Yeah. It gets their imaginations going.
Oh, yeah.
So not the way you want it, though.
No. Especially the second one. And the 4-year-old, with the older boy, we didn't let him see a TV till he was 3 or 4. It was just always off. And he turned 4 and here's a little movie here, there, here's a little movie there. You see little bits and pieces. And with the younger one, though, it's just anything goes, whatever. She's just, she's just watching every horror movie with Brian Christogau and Monster.
Yeah.
Send them all in.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, I've struggled with that a little bit because I don't know. It's kind of hard to put yourself in the mind of a child, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah. Where do we land? We watched. We made the kids watch The Karate Kid, and I hadn't seen it in forever. But I was like, oh, there's like, every once in a while we're like, just watch this, and they always fight us on it. Come on, we're gonna watch this. And I didn't realize there's like Johnny Karate's like rolling a doobie in the bathroom, and there's a bit more swearing than I remembered there being. Stuff like that. I was like, oops.
Well, you can just tell them that's a cigarette.
I know. Yeah, it got the point across. He was doing something naughty in the bathroom, basically. It was
in the boys' room.
Right. Anyway, so I don't know if you probably didn't catch anything I said. I'm guessing. If you did, then that's a bonus. Okay, so tell me
everything.
Rob the replicator is just not impressed.
I'm not either. I'm not impressed with me either.
He's on a roll. No, he hasn't been impressed with me either. But I thought, wouldn't it be a cool idea? This would be something very affordable to do. We could even just make it like a 75K stretch goal or something, like a shorter in between stretch goal. But I think it would be cool as if we did book plates. So they're like on a sticker kind of format. Have you seen any book plates before? There's a few I've seen in books and bookshops. They're kind of fun.
You mean when it's usually in an oversized book and it's different paper than the rest of the book?
Yeah, or it's it could be different paper. It could be. I think usually I see them and they're kind of a sticker. I'm trying to find a good example. Here's one of the book.
Then I don't know what you're talking about then.
Right here.
Yeah.
You stick it right there, and it kind of makes it something unique and special. So I was thinking, what if we made up a Fatal book plate? We made up enough for the collector's bundle. So if you back the collector's bundle, you get a book plate, and I could ship these to you, the book plates, and you could sign them. And that way, if you have a collector's bundle, you have Charlie's signature and you have Clint's signature in your book. What do you
Okay.
think? We could
Works for
do.
me.
I mean, it's pretty easy and straightforward. But again, Rob's not rocked yet. He said we need.
Should there be
to rock.
a tiny print on it? What do you? Or it's just
Yeah. So we'd print some art. So it's not just like a sticker. It's like we get like what it can be anything we want. But one of the promo pieces that you've done for Fatal already, you know how it's black and white. I'm thinking of the one where they're kind of chilling underneath the ship and they're all there. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was in some of the development sketches.
I never put that one out anywhere.
You didn't.
That was
It could be.
No, that was just a development sketch. Because remember, he didn't look right. He was sort of his back. He sort of looked. I don't know, more like a law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
And that's clearly not what we were doing. And I did redraw it with the backpack and the canisters and the weapons and stuff. But I never posted that anywhere that could. And if I know we were talking about development sketches in the book, as I thought, I didn't think there was that much material for that. And just as I was over the last month or so or a couple of weeks, just when going through files to find the file I'm looking for, I'm thinking, oh man, there's a lot of unused development sketches that I wasn't thinking about that we breezed past.
Great. Yeah.
We even have some of the stuff that if I was in a waiting room somewhere and just doodled something on graph paper or whatever and sent it to you and thought, what do you think of this? We have those all preserved in emails and all sorts of places.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say I could probably look through my text right now. I know there's at least 2 or 3, I think, that you texted to me. Those, napkin sketches, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call them. I think this could be cool. I think it could be a good idea. So I don't know. Be thinking about it. I don't want to make it obviously throw you off of your art creating schedule, but I just thought this one is pretty darn elaborate. But if we did one that just had a nice space for a signature, just black and white, and again, I was just sort of thinking, there's a pretty simple one. Look at that one with a ship on it. That's cool.
That's beautiful. I like the newest one that I released into the wild, where he's dragging the dead
he's dragging
alien and dragging the destroyed ship turbine.
You know what else? What else I like about it is kind of the color that you made it. It looks like it was printed on like old newsprint. I don't know if that's what you were. Old paper, exactly. We could do it like that. It could be that kind of color, sort of off white or whatever. I think I don't know. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, once I did that to that, and it gave it more of a natural paper feel look to it. That I thought that would even this and the artist edition that's all black and white, would it be best to give it that tint too?
Oh, for every page? That could be cool.
Yeah, and the reason I did that is I was prepping it to color. And I thought, should I color this or just keep going with black and white? And as soon as I laid that tone on it, and I thought, oh, it's already looks better. It's already looks good. Sort of softened it and gave it a natural paper look. That was about it.
Cool.
Because there's another thing I was going to send. I don't know if I sent it to you. I mapped out Flynn's path because he starts. Let's see. Is it the left side? Okay. This is my right hand, but it's on the left on the screen. Right? So he starts up here in the gull, and he gets down to the floating barge outside the city. And then I drew the curve of the planet, and the city's over here. And then he has his tussle, and then the other ships join the tussle, and then the girls go there. Then they're all going to do their stuff. Then I actually made a map of where they go.
Wow.
With the atmosphere. It's a simple drawing, and I don't know why I did it. I just thought I mapped out. There you go. There's tons of material.
You blocked it out like a director. You know,
Yeah, I guess.
is that what they call it, blocking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, again, sketch development pages. That's, you know, I don't know, that's fun. I always like getting that stuff in books, like the back of the book. It's kind of fun to see.
A map. I love maps. I love maps, man. It's and even my kids. I mean, maybe I don't know if everybody feels this way, or just me and children. But when you get to the end of Pooh Bear, the complete works, and it's one of the all-time greatest pieces of literature and illustration ever. You get to the end of it, and it's Pooh Bear's whole world mapped out, or Christopher Robin's whole world mapped out
Yeah,
with 100-acre wood and everything like that. And it's my kids' favorite part of the book. They just sit after we read it. I read that book 8,000 times to my kids. They just pour over the map at the end, or even think in Lord of the Rings. Everybody feels good when you see that map.
it's
It
true.
gives you an idea of the whole world. I love it.
It's like, yeah, context, or oh, that's Middle Earth. That's where that these are the people from it's been a little while since I've watched Lord of the Rings, but the people from the East or whatever. Yeah, no, that's cool. Anyway, something to think about. We're live, so I'm not like gonna make it 100% make a decision on what, but I just think that could be a fun way to sort of pump up that tier for those people that are backing it, and then they get your signature too. I don't know, could be cool. I thought it was a good idea. So
yeah, absolutely. I love it.
yeah. So beyond that, what was I talking about before? I can't remember.
Prints, screens. Were you actually going through the tiers? Ooh, what's
we
that?
did these. Yeah, this is block printing t-shirts. I thought, okay, so if you're going to a convention, what makes a convention unique or interesting? I won't relitigate the whole thing, but what makes it unique and interesting? What do you like to go to a convention to get that you can't just get online? Like, what makes it special? And I think adding things like that to a crowdfunding campaign are cool. You know, it makes it nice. Anyway, so I came across this block printing. You could print it on anything. You could make prints out of it. I thought it was a cool idea. Not for this campaign because I have no idea. I'm not ready for this at all. But I think it could be a cool idea. For like the
sending people blocks to
no. You get a block.
You do the production. You get a block, and you get a block, and you get a block.
It comes with a Ziploc bag full of ink, and don't spill it. And it comes with you can print it on anything.
It comes with a block and a live octopus for you to squeeze the ink from.
Yeah, exactly. You got to milk your own ink. Anyway, I thought this could be cool. I like this concept because they all look a little different. You know, they're just depending on how they print. They're a little bit more unique, perhaps. I don't know. Could be cool. I thought it was neat. So that was an idea as well.
Yeah, I like that. Is that how they get that weathered look on shirts? They actually do block printing?
I'm not sure. I know screen printing's more the norm, I think. And I think they can do like a distressed look with just about anything. Kelsey's finally some arts and crafts. Break out the glitter. We could scrapbook.
I can't do any of that stuff. My wife does all that stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea. It doesn't seem like rocket science. You print out an image in reverse, carve it into some kind of block, and then it's a stamp. Basically, it's a glorified stamp. I don't know. I'm not ready to do this anytime soon, but I think that could be kind of cool. If I was going to a convention and they printed one of these for you. Oh, he just drew it right on the wood. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Carved it out by hand.
I used to go to conventions to see the artists and then see other friends who were also going. And that's essentially what we're always doing all the time anyway now.
Right.
Right? I mean
yes. So it's kind of like
puffy paint. Let's do the whole book in puffy paint. The book will be this thick, all puffy paint all the way through.
We could do neon colored shirts with puffy paint. We
Ooh.
could just directly apply it. Fatal
Maybe
to the front.
Maybe a scratch and sniff page.
I have no
That's what
idea.
the aliens. That's what the aliens' armpit smells like. I've always wanted to know.
Yeah.
Oozy.
I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just trying to dig through the well of ideas, and they're not my ideas, so I'm just taking them. The other ideas were original art. I know someone had said that in the chat earlier, which of course is a great idea, and that's, there's a sketch tier you can get. And a lot of these are for future campaigns as well.
The only art I've put on paper is the symmetry sketches, the 2 at a time.
Yeah.
People can find those a bit like as long as my kids haven't colored over them, because I always just do those and then I just leave them there. I don't know if anybody wants those. They can have those.
Ethan's doing his art auction next week. If you could get on, you could sell those bad boys.
All right.
I mean, they're done. So yeah.
I had no idea. What day is he doing it?
I think it's Friday night.
Is that when are we going to be closing that day?
I think it's Saturday.
Okay.
If it's eight days away, right? That'd end up being Saturday, I think. And it'll be at some it's like 2 a.m. or something weird. I don't know. Somewhere time. Oh, cool. Look, I'm gonna refresh.
Is Kelsey still listening? Well, we have to go talk to Kelsey.
Kelsey.
He chimed in with nice words or mean words. I can't remember which one of those on Twitter. Stop putting these drawings out.
I saw that.
Buy this book so we can stop putting these drawings out or something. And then I said, we gotta go talk to Kelsey. I don't think I've talked to Kelsey.
I just sent Kelsey the link. I don't know, Kelsey, if you're here available still, or at all. But there you go. There's the link. It's been a little while since. Yeah. What?
Or drinking. He's drawing or drinking, right? Those are my 2 modes.
Yeah, I think that's Kelsey's exclusively. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh. Yeah, I got you.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
And when you get going on a stream, I was drawing, and then when you start streaming or chit-chatting, then the screen goes off, the drawings go away, and you chit-chat. And because it's fun to chit-chat, but it gets in the way of the drawing.
I know.
It's hard to do both.
It gets in the way of writing, too. I was commiserating a little bit with Vaughn and Brian Kriskow about this. I'm like, man, it's because I can't write if the kids are awake at all because it's too loud and distracting. So I need to be quiet. So that leaves the evenings. And then I end up staying up very, very late when I have to write. So I don't know. I feel like it's not healthy. But we won't always be in campaign mode where we're streaming almost every night. So I think I'll have more time for it for sure. But
I like it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go grab a cocktail. I'll be back.
All right. This is a perfect time for us to talk about Fatal live on Indiegogo right now. We're over 1382 backers now. Thank you. We got at least one new backer. I don't know. I didn't check. 1 or 2 new backers. Appreciate you for backing the campaign. And I don't know, guys. We're getting into that territory where it's kind of down to the wire. There's a little over a week left, basically a week left. We've had a pretty good week for backers, which has been good for mid-campaign. And I'm really curious if it's possible to hit 100K. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure because I'm doing everything I can do. So we'll keep doing that, and we'll see how high the number can climb. But I do appreciate everybody that has backed it. So that's why I was trying to think of what are some ways to sort of, if you're on the fence about, I don't know, backing it all. Is there something I can do to sweeten the pot? And it's kind of hard to, because ultimately people want the book. I saw someone say earlier in the chat, make. Where is it? You said make. Wow, it's way far back. Oh, here's a good idea. You can make your own stamp with carved potatoes.
What sort of witchcraft devilry is that?
I remember doing that in elementary school. Laser sketch, that was a good idea. Someone was saying make sculpts or toys. Make toys. No way. That's got to be so expensive. I have no idea.
These would lend themselves to toys pretty well.
They would, but it would take $1 million campaign, I think. I'd be curious to know how.
Like the two heads for Flynn. You know, the one with the helmet.
Yeah, interchangeable. Yeah, if you're gonna do
tubes coming off and everything.
High-end toys.
I saw we sold all the con sluts. That's why you go to cons, huh? That is why you go.
There aren't many of those around here, huh? Sorry, go ahead.
The people that want to be drawn into the book, that all got taken up.
Yeah, they're sold out.
That's impressive. But at the same time, not many people wanted the little sketches inside.
I mean, 20
Did we
of
charge
them.
too much for the sketch?
I mean, we charged what, you know, I think what would help too is I've had a couple people ask for a sketch for you to do an example sketch of what it would look like, you know.
Yeah. Did I say I do it this weekend? I'll do a sample this weekend.
I don't remember. Everything's blurring together. I just figured you're busy, but if you can do one, it's helpful. Then people see an example of what they're going to get. But I don't know. I don't think. I mean, 20 of these times 150. It's pretty helpful.
Yeah. I was prepared to do way more of those.
It's hard to know. I don't know. I just based the price off of what other artists were pricing theirs at. Some had them higher for sure. Ethan's was at 150, and I've seen some that were much higher than that. So,
what if Can I? Do you mind if I say it out loud, or do you want to talk about it? I mean, what if we?
Depends on what it is.
Instead of lowering the price, what if we just say I'll do 2 6x9 head sketches for the same price?
I'm not sure that'll make a difference. I definitely you can't change the price. Yeah.
You know, so somebody could request a kit and a Moxie. Somebody could request a Flynn and a Moxie or something.
I don't know. Chat, you tell us if you. I don't know. Doing 2 a piece. I don't know. I'm not sure. Would that change anybody's mind? If you were thinking about getting a head sketch, if you get 2 head sketches, is that better? Then everyone gets it, I guess. If you're backing this.
Also, do you want to add? I think you ought to add and change the price. You can add in your perk.
We can't change the price because there are people that have backed it, so we can't do that.
Yeah, that's too complicated.
You could add a new perk. Yeah, that's the question as to what would it be.
That is tricky.
Do a blank version color cover that Charlie would do a sketch on.
Oh, like the alternate thing?
Yeah, but I don't know if you can do that on a perfect bound book.
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure about that.
A slightly different topic. You could add. I did add it to the to where the files are in Dropbox. The page 27 there that everybody seems to like. If you want to add that to the whatever this page is called.
Updated on the campaign page.
Yeah, maybe make it the top and then put these in more of an order chronologically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can. I kind of forgot about that.
I'll update there's so much to do. There's so much to this.
It's endless.
I had no idea, dude. I couldn't organize. I can't organize a bike ride with 2-year-olds. So what you're doing here, this is a magic trick as far as I'm concerned. to put all this in order and put it on the page and organize it and keep all these ideas in their lanes, so to speak. Impressive, dude. Very impressive.
Well, I've been. The nice thing is if you screw it up, you can get on and fix it usually. So that helps. But yeah, man, this crowdfunding is intense. It's like, it's all encompassing. And I don't mind, like, so like when you're in demand, you can make a book or you can promote your book, you know, in your videos. You kind of do it, you know, when you're making videos, it's not a big deal. Especially if you're making videos anyway, you know, you promote your book. But when it's campaign season, it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's a different animal because I guess it matters. I guess the numbers matter and you're trying to push it and make sales. It's not sort of just a more passive kind of thing. I don't know. It is intense. Striding Jack says, how about coloring books with signature stamps and a poster with signature trading cards with character bios? Just a few things you can do. So we do have trading cards.
Coloring books? You mean you want a black and white book that you could color? Is that what you mean? Striding Jack. I like your name too. That was almost the name of this character.
That's true. It was, yeah. Yeah, we have trading cards. That's in the collector's bundle.
Do we have stickers?
We can add stickers. I kind of just assumed I could make it official and make it a stretch goal, but generally it's like stickers are just, I do them with every campaign.
Bookmarks? Yeah. Do we have bookmarks? I love bookmarks.
Me too. That's another one I just kind of assume is with it, but we could, I mean, the thing is, these are cool. I don't know that this is like, if there's somebody that's like, I want to back this, but there's no bookmark. And then there's a bookmark and they're like, okay, that's it. I'm in, you know? So yeah, bookmarks and stickers. I could just say, hey, we're going to do bookmarks and stickers for everybody because I want bookmarks and stickers when I back a project. So I'm sure you all do too. We can do bookmarks and stickers for sure.
What is it about bookmarks? Why do I love bookmarks? I don't think I can have enough bookmarks. I've got my Downcast bookmark. I love my I don't think there was a bookmark, but I love my Graveyard Shift sticker. I love the kids and I. We all love the Cyberfrog cards. We love the Downcast cards. It's just, why are those? And the strange thing about it, I love those things, and Max Santiago, I hate stickers. I love those things. My kids love stickers. They love stickers. Sticker books, sticker this, sticker that. And I love having them. The cards, I put them on the table. The bookmarks, I have them on the table. And then after a brief time, what do I do? I don't know what to do with them. They're just sort of they're always in random piles that make everything look messy on my table.
Yeah, I have an absurd amount of bookmarks right now too because I have overprinted ones. They're everywhere. I've got boxes full. Sometimes I'm like, should I just burn them? I don't know what to do with them. There's too many of them, but I still like getting them though.
You should you should make some sort of a bonfire in your backyard and say they are protesting Downcast and Fatal because these guys, they're low down, dirty CGers, and there's a protest, and everyone's gonna burn these books, they're gonna burn these cards, and you know it's banned. It's banned in not Utah. Where would it be banned? It's banned in New York. It's banned in China. China is asshole. Have we all seen that video? Please tell me you've seen that guy.
No,
have you seen that guy?
No, is that generic?
Before the world was turned upside down and all this Wuhan flu nonsense, and the people in Hong Kong, remember where they were having their revolution or protest or something because China was cracking down on Hong Kong, and because they're sort of in Hong Kong, right. And there was all these protests in Hong Kong. There was this awesome dude in sunglasses at the protests in in Hong Kong, and I think he's holding an American flag, and he's
Yeah.
talking to the reporter. And he says, "Don't trust China. China is asshole." It's
did he say communist or something about communist? I can't remember, but there
so
was.
good.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But there were. I'd love to see like they're out in the streets. You know, they're the cool like they're protesting. They're protesting communism though.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know. It's just kind of cool to see that like
man.
Their government's oppressing them, and meanwhile over here people are protesting in favor of communism.
Please oppress us. We're begging you. We're begging for oppression.
What
Right
gives?
on.
A pop-up book. We have tons of ideas. Okay, keep in mind though, if we add another book, we have to print this book, and there's going to be a very expensive print run. And what I'm worried about, the truth is, you can add another cover, and it's not that big of a deal, you know, money-wise. You can do it economically. If you add a whole new book, it's like all of a sudden it has changed all of the numbers, and it has to sell. And if it doesn't sell really well, then we are just losing money. So
I love Kelsey's idea though with puffy paint. If we printed that cover with puffy paint, that would be fantastic.
Everyone would want it.
Man.
I'm still working. So I got those quotes from this printer that did the soft touch cover I said before. It's almost like puffy paint.
Oh, what is that for?
It feels no, it's not really almost like puffy paint. They just gave me an example. I went to a printer and you can't see it. It just looks like a pamphlet, but they printed you feel it and it feels real nice. It's like they call it soft touch. I don't know how to describe it.
Soft touch.
It feels cool.
I've read one with my kids that's anybody with kids, I bet they have this book. It's called That's Not My Snowman. And you open the first page and it says, is that my snowman? No, my snowman doesn't have ridged broomstick, and the snowman is holding, and it's a regular page, but then there's this cutout, and through the cutout is this texture, and the texture is corrugated cardboard. That's not my snowman. And then you turn the page, and it says, that's not my snowman. My snowman doesn't have a rough hat, and the hat has a texture. It's sandpaper.
It's like,
and then you turn the page. And on the last page, that's not my snowman. My snowman has a squishy nose and it's soft, puffy, nice texture. That would be fun. I would like that. That cover had a little the vehicle. I was just teaching my kids the word vehicle too. That vehicle that Moxie and Kid are on, if that was sort of raised a little bit, and then Flynn was raised a little bit, yeah, that would be rad. But also, Hammer of Dune pop-up book. Pop-up books are crazy to plan. There's this mad genius named Sabuda or something. He does all these incredible pop-up books. You open them, Clint. They are. Do you have these for your kids? They are
elaborate.
There's gears. It's hard for me to not curse when I'm talking about these books. When you open them with my kids, and every time all the expletives come out of my mouth right with the kids around.
My daughter has one. I don't know if it was made by the same person, but it's just the most elaborate pop-up book I've ever seen. But it'll have like birds. Like you open it and then it's bird, but it opens like this almost. It's like a wave of birds flying out of the book, and then there's an entire castle, a ship, like with sails and everything. And when you open it, the sails kind of go up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But again, like that, I have no idea how you'd make that pretty expensive. You could do your own, like, feel the alien skin. See, this would be for a different campaign.
That's not my hero. My hero doesn't have an alien skin. That's not my hero.
That would work pretty well.
You feel it. Yeah, I don't know. His gun definitely has oiled up bolts.
What is puffy paint? It's like craft stuff. It's not. That's why.
Wait. He has. What is puffy paint? Is that a cocaine reference? No, it's an arts and crafts reference. Like, I'm pretty sure Kelsey wasn't talking about Bolivian marching powder.
I don't know how I would do scratch and sniff.
That's what we.
What would it smell like? I don't know, but
Well, Kit and Moxie would smell all perfume. One of them would smell like vanilla, probably.
so we could probably get away with I could just buy some cheap perfume and spritz it on each one. And we could get a stamp with lips, like lipstick, and we could just pretend that Moxie kissed it. But really, it was an overweight 33-year-old, you know. You know, that could work.
That would be fantastic. If you were sitting there kissing each envelope as you put them in with the sweet cast tape. Do you have tape with the Sweet Comics logo on it?
No, I don't. I saw Ethan has some of that. The printer that I got to do I did those die cut stickers. Did you get one of those? I did those Sweet Cast Comics stickers.
Yes, yeah, I have one of those somewhere.
Yeah, they're really nice, but they have the ability to do that. I think that same printer. It's not cheap.
Nice touch.
It is though. I mean, it could be worth it.
The only one up of that is I don't know if Rob is still here. His melted candle wax seals. That is you've got to be part of the Commonwealth. And you're looking back at the Queen and saying, Queen, what do we do? Queen Mum. All right, Queen Mum, what are we gonna put on this thing? All right, a wax seal. Oh man, with a nice. I haven't seen from what the picture he showed that I saw him do. I couldn't actually tell what the picture was, but a Sweet Kiss logo or a Sweet Comic logo right in there, that would be beautiful, dude. Or
it'd be cool. These are all stretch goal so far. Good stretch goal ideas, I think.
I would love for you to include some gum in these things. Because you've really wrapped it up in. I don't know if this was your intention. You mentioned a little bit about the peppermint candy, but really wrapping the comics with candy, or somehow in the bag with candy, or gum and cards. That's the nostalgic vibe. It is just. It rings real true. It really resonates. Was that your intention? Gum, candy, comics, moon pies, and penny whistles?
No, I did not have that intention to start off with. But now it's like it works. There's this nostalgia factor kind of thing you could do. I don't even know where to look. Rooster Puncher says they have it. Is this gum? How gum? Okay, no, this is. He says that there's a supplier that sells this gum like this.
That rock hard single strip
stuff you wouldn't want to eat.
It's so good when it's dusty. Oh, the dust on the outside. The dust on the outside tastes so good. It reminds me of when you buy the white Tic Tacs and you pop the white Tic Tac in, and the first taste of the white Tic Tac is the greatest flavor on earth. Up there. With the dust on the outside of the hard gum that cracks, and also up there with the exterior of Advil. You pop, the coated Advil. You pop one or two in your mouth, and you roll it around your tongue for a second. And think, oh, this is the greatest flavor of all time, and then you suck on it too long, and now your tongue is bleeding because you've gone too far with the Advil. Swallow the Advil. The coating is to get it down before it burns the esophagus.
You can't savor it. Right.
But I don't know, maybe does somebody sell just what Advil is coated in? Because I would eat that all day.
Just like a powder, you could just I think it is cocaine actually.
Well, then does somebody sell that? Can I get some of that?
The gum
it's expensive.
It could be. I don't know. Maybe Kelsey, we could talk. Cecil, he might know. He'd probably know. The gum must taste terrible. Yeah, that's the goal. It's got to be hard and dusty and terrible tasting.
Oh, dude.
So this is a possibility. Again, this is a stretch goal, though. I don't think this is
to include edible candy. Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, if I did, it would be in the trading card set. These like For any people ask, like, what are wax packs? These are wax packs.
Yeah, when you
You
open
don't,
it,
not the whole box. You get one, you know.
it smells so good when you open it. It's such a good feeling too, that wax pack. Is that why everybody
Yeah.
does it that way? Just because the texture is so good? It's
There,
fantastic.
there's something about it. I haven't seen, I'm the first campaign to actually do it that I know of. But getting the foil wrap ones it's so expensive. You'd have to have a huge campaign. I looked into pricing and stuff and it's ridiculous. Like I wouldn't make any sense to do it. But wax packs are achievable. It's something you can do.
And the people who do the foil pack, they have the cocaine in it, right?
I think
The
so.
wax, you can't actually ship the cocaine in the wax pack. That is not what Clint is doing. That's for the foil pack people.
Brian Ricard for $4.99. Thank you very much. He says, you say all of the sudden so much that I became convinced I Mandela effect switched timelines into one where that is an actual thing people say. All of the sudden.
Oh, as in instead of all of a sudden?
All of a sudden?
Clint, do you say all of the sudden instead of all of a sudden?
Probably, yeah. All of the sudden.
Do you also escape? Do you also escape from places?
I didn't know I said that. There was another one who I think Eric brought it up. Something I say. I'm genuinely curious, and I didn't think I said, but apparently I say that all the time, and I haven't been self-aware enough, I guess, to catch it. So,
dude, all of the sudden is funny.
All of the sudden, like all of a sudden. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that.
For a writer, you have strange holes in your knowledge of sayings and things.
I mean, I think I don't know. I think everyone does, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's a Utah thing. That could be too. Or maybe it's because you're a nerd.
That is true for probably
Do
all
you
of us.
say frustrated? No, that bothers me. I say frustrated. When I hear people say frustrated, that drives me crazy too. Because it's flustered and frustrated mixed together. And it's not a word.
That's a weird one. I've never even heard anyone make that mistake.
Never heard that? I've heard that. There's a few out there.
I've always made the mistake of I've always said suddenly, yeah. Also, writers overuse all of a sudden and suddenly. If you're a writer out there and you're writing novels, don't say suddenly and don't say all of a sudden. And if you do, limit it. Also, don't say we see. Never write we see. Just don't ever write it. We see.
Yeah.
Now we see. Well, and all the time in people's scripts that they give me for an art director types it. All right, you got a little grace period. We'll give you a little margin of error. You're an art director. You're as dumb as me. You can get through. But when the copywriter presents to me the idea that they are gonna pitch and I'm gonna make the drawings for, and they've written all of a sudden or now we see. No, know your craft. Right? Cut to.
Yeah.
Close up. Change scene.
I think I've used we see in scripts before, or I'll say show us like sometimes, because to me you're writing to the artist, so it would be a script.
Show us. I've never actually seen anyone write show that is
show us.
That's fine. That's your note to the illustrator. Show us. That's fine. We see I see it people and they go to meetings with that in their presentation. Good Lord. Do some editing. Get a copy editor for Christ's sakes.
Definitely not in dialogue. You want to avoid cliches like the plague. But when you're just speaking off on a live stream, especially, it's hard. All of a sudden, Fresher Luke sent us $2 super chat. Yo, your guys do the best streams. Cheers to you. Thank you, Fresher Luke. Appreciate that.
Super talented and fun to talk to, Fresher Luke.
Let's see. Clint also has ideas instead of ideas. Do I say ideas wrong? That's an accent thing. What about both? Both.
I have. That's yeah. Do you say that both? Both?
No, both. I think so. Anyway, I don't know. Now I'm all self-conscious. Both. Both of you. I don't know. When you put it in a sentence, I could see. But yeah, when people emphasize it, or if they write it out spelled with the L, then yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know I was saying this wrong. I was always saying, for all intensive purposes. For all intent. And in my head, I was thinking,
intents and purposes.
I was always thinking, would you really mean it? I got some intensive purposes here. I'm intense about my purposes.
Oh, that's funny.
Not even close. It's intense and purposes, right?
Yep.
I was so far off. This is so a long
Intensive
time ago.
purposes.
A long time ago, when I was 18 or so, and talking to a girlfriend, she turned to me and said, "What do you think about euthanasia?" I've told you this. What do you think about euthanasia? And I told her, I certainly think those kids in China really should have all their rights.
Wait, this really happened? I thought it was a
conversation. No, I was 21 years old talking to my girlfriend, and she said, "What do you think about euthanasia? What's your opinion on euthanasia?" And I told her, I think kids in China really should have all their rights. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't be making those sneakers. She looked at me confused. And
what is going on?
Now my excuse was at least I was 21 years old. I was a dumb kid. You know, maybe I had rolled one of those strange cigarettes in the bathroom somewhere. But now I'm 40. I'm over 40, and I still thought it was for all intensive purposes. And I would sit down at my table and really be thinking in my head, I've got some intensive purposes here. I'm going to be making really good drawings because I've got intensive purposes. And I saw it written somewhere and thought, holy Christ, I've been saying that.
Yeah. I think that you should make an art book, a Charlie Snowgan's art book, and crowdfund it, and it should be called All Intensive Purposes. That would be epic. I would love that. Jason Black is a Kiwi, I think. I think he's from New Zealand. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe he's Australian.
Do you want me to read it?
From New
Do you want me to
Zealand.
read it in his voice? I'm not going to win friends here. I'm not going to win friends here. But every time Americans say niche, I grind my teeth. Clinton says it a lot. Some days 3 times in a video. 3 times in one video. He says niche. Well, now, I don't even know
instead
what he's
of
referring
niche,
to.
Niche.
Are you saying niche? How do you say it?
Well, okay. So I think this is an American thing for sure. But I think he'd be referring to niche would be the correct way. It's spelled differently though too. At least niche. Yeah, but you got to find your niche. Yeah, you could say niche, but I always find they're both correct technically in English here.
Is he Kiwi? How did I deal with Kiwi? I'm not gonna win friends here. Niche. But every time Americans say niche, they say niche, and I grind my Kiwi teeth. Aye.
They say niches bring riches. You got to find where the niche is. Niche is, to me, just I know that a lot of people say it that way, but it sounds pretentious to me. So it was an active decision.
Clint,
because it's one of those words you start using as an adult. You know, it's like
we're artists.
Should I be pretentious?
You could be completely. I mean, I'm looking at you. You're the most non-pretentious person I know, but you got a lot of room to be pretentious.
To be a little bit more.
This Kiwi accent. Here we are meeting again together.
Niches get stitches. Wait, whoa, that rules somewhere else.
Niches, Kiwi niches get stitches.
Niches are in
reporting them to the authority. They're in full lockdown down there Oh wait, no, I'm
It's
thinking of the Oz.
pretentious to say words good. No, that's a real that I do say lots of words wrong, but that's a real one. You don't say you say
Oh,
niche.
Batman.
Niche is like the British version.
That's
Maybe Matman though is where are you from? You got
Batman.
a Detroit Lions. Are you going around saying niche in Detroit? I just don't see it happening.
Have you all seen Idiocracy? I don't know who's in the chat talking about
I
that. Have you
haven't seen it. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't seen it.
Clint, you gotta see Idiocracy.
Depends on what
Is
grade.
it gray or gray? I write both, and I'm so pretentious. Clint, I'm so pretentious. For a long time, I was spelling color with the U in it.
Really?
CLOO. Wait, I can't. I'm the opposite of
CLOU?
CLCOLOUR. Color. I would always spell it that way.
Color. Yeah.
And I would spell favorite with the U. And for some reason, I just thought English are onto something. It's their language. We're just borrowing it in our horrible accents. And they know how to spell things. And spell check corrected me so many times. Yes. Thank you, Green Lasers. COLOUR. I spell it that way. And I write it that way. The English know. They know. They know how to spell things.
What about aluminum? Have you heard
Aluminium.
that? Aluminium? Yeah, that can't be. It's like whiplash for your tongue.
Niche.
Brian
Sean Connery addresses his niche.
Brian Ricard for $1.99. Thank you very much. Niche. Niches are for losers.
We used my son and I when I'm working.
Thank you.
My wife and my daughter take a nap. They take a nap at 2, and my son comes into the room here where I'm working, and he says, "Can we listen to something?" So I can keep working, and he can do something while they're asleep. So I used to be playing the Star Wars radio drama. Anybody out there in the chat listening? Check out the Star Wars radio drama from 1978. It's Mark Hamill is in it. Anthony Daniels is in it. Billy D is in it. It's fantastic. But we got to the end of that, and we were watching the old Batman show with Adam West. It's the greatest show for kids because you can watch it with your kids, and they can dig the whole show and think it's the most exciting superhero thing they've ever seen. And you and the adults are laughing because it's the funniest thing in the world. In the meantime, I remembered Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman did a live reading of a Batman 66 comic drawn by Ty Templeton. It's so fantastic. And Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman read it aloud on stage in front of people. And then on YouTube, somebody re-edited it together to make a full motion comic out of it. And it is
That's cool.
There are a few Kevin Smith curses a few times, and there are a few adult jokes. I don't know. I'm trying. How can I say this?
In the Star Wars?
No. This is Batman. 6 or 7 years ago, Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith wrote a Batman 1966 themed comic book. And this really good artist named Ty Templeton drew it. And then they read it out loud on the stage. And because Ralph Garman does all the voices, he can do the most fantastic Adam West voice, the most fantastic Burt Ward voice. He does Cesar Romero. He does all these voices. So they read it out loud as an audio drama. And then somebody edited it together with the book. And it's incredible. But my son's listening to it the whole time. And instead of just reading, because it's Batman meets the Green Hornet. And the Green Hornet sort of has no interest to his voice. And Ralph Garman didn't want to do Bruce Lee as Kato because he thought, I don't think that's offensive. Bruce Lee is one of my heroes. And he had a specific way of speaking. It's a slight Chinese accent. I don't think that's offensive, but he didn't want to offend anybody.
But it's accurate. That's the weird thing is it's not a caricature. There's another word of all of Asian people.
Right.
It's Bruce Lee's. That's how he's.
Bruce Lee's voice. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Be water, my friend. I was obsessed with Bruce Lee as a kid. So, but Ralph Garman didn't want to read. So the Green Hornet had no voice that he could do. It was uninteresting. So there's no caricature he could do of it. And he didn't want to do Bruce Lee's, so he kept cycling celebrity caricatures impressions as the voices. So at one point he's doing Sean Connery as the Green Hornet and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Kato, Bruce Lee. And so now my 6-year-old suddenly, not knowing who Arnold Schwarzenegger is or who Sean Connery is, could do impressions of Sean Connery and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it is ridiculous. He's walking the house saying, Dad, do you want to go outside and play with the soccer ball? And I was thinking, why is Sean Connery 6 years old in my house? This is ridiculous. So who was that? Was it Green Laser that just said, who laid down the great Sean Connery joke? She's my niece. I've never heard that one. That is a nice joke.
Yeah.
Niche. Sean Connery addresses his niche.
My niche.
That, and we all know the tennis joke, right? What time does Sean? Wait, what is the joke? I bet
I don't know.
knows it. What time do we meet at the clubhouse? What did they do at the clubhouse?
I've never heard this joke.
Oh wait, everybody knows
this joke. Sean Connery joke? I don't think so.
What does Sean Connery do? What time does Sean Connery go to the courts? Tennis. Those are the ingredients. I don't have the right
tennis.
words.
Gotcha. I get it. Okay. I get what you're saying.
I'm sorry, that was a giant tangent.
That's okay. We're having fun. There I'm gonna get this name right. Oh, gosh, I already the chat's actually moving fast. I appreciate it, guys. Everyone's involved in this. Rickard is what he said. Right. I said it wrong. Apologies. I guarantee you I am
that's easy to say. Wait, I have a bigger question.
Many names.
Clint, you are terrible with pronunciations. And Brian Rickard just helped us with his pronunciation, but Brian with a Y? Really? Had you? What'd your parents?
Instead of the I. That's how my dad's name is Brian, and he's got the Y in his name too.
Really?
So to me, that was the normal way. That is the most common way, because that was how my dad's name is spelled. So, you guys are talking about gum, made me think about getting a pack of cards at the flea market and eating an ancient gum from the Nixon administration. Yeah, see, this kind of stuff, it has to happen, I think.
So your father spells his name with a Y. Our friend Brian Rickard spells his name with a Y. Rickard. My question for Brian Rickard and Brian, your father, with a Y. How long have you been in Al Qaeda? It's I'm pretty sure just Al Qaeda guys spell their name with a Y.
Savage.
That's what they do. How long have you been in Al Qaeda? And was it easy to be a traitor to your country? I knew a guy, Roland Katsu,
in high school named all right. How would you pronounce that? Because initially, I always want to say Barian.
He's talking about names. He's got my favorite name in comics. Him and Chuck Reardon. Roland Katsuragi. That sounds like a black Japanese dude. I think we've talked about it with them too. And Chuck Reardon. What did Antoine Dennison say? You leave that up a little longer. I can't see those.
Oh, sorry. He said, and a lot of folks who pronounce it Brian like Brian. I did think that.
Brian. Yeah, Brian. I think I might say it that way too. Brian.
You kind of swallow it. You just kind of, I don't know, suffocate the word, I guess. I think there's a lot of it, like, you know how you're supposed to say it. I think like the word both. But it's just when you're speaking it, you just kind of, mess it up, I guess.
Antoine, Brian Ricard says, I changed it when I came to Ellis Island, not to seem like a weird British person like the niche guy. Oh, you are British. Then is spelling Brian with a Y some sort of a Commonwealth move?
I don't know. There's so many things I don't know.
Here, wait, I could tell you something even more embarrassing about myself and the way I pronounce and say things or understand things, which is I'm a marble-mouthed slob when I speak. And as an 18-year-old, I would hang out with my old Aunt Mary, and she would help me. She was a good artist, and a very smart old woman, and ahead of her time. And she was 90, and I would sit and hang out with her. And I went from being a very bad biology student who couldn't tell a phospholipid bilayer from a DNA strand. And she sat and helped me get into art school. She said, "You've got to draw from life." And she sat me down, and I would hang out with her, and I would go hang out with her, and she would make soup, and then we sit and draw statues. She was this brilliant old lady who knew everything from architecture to cutting hair, and I would sit and draw with her, and I would talk with this older lady, and she would look at me and say, "Charlie, you have to work on your diction." I said, "Aunt Mary, work on my diction? I don't even have a girlfriend." And she said, no. You pronounce things terribly, and you mumble, and your cat walks in front of the camera. Get down, you fuzzball. And so
giant.
Yeah. So
you worked on it.
Cat. So I was I don't know, in my 20s, you drink a lot, you go out, and then sometimes you hear recordings of yourself, and you think, "Oh my God, I'm a mess. I'm a stumbling, bumbling, mumbling mess." So once I had kids, A, I try to not say like, and 2, I try to pronounce things, and I overpronounce things, and when I write things, then I say them how I write them, right? And saying them how you write them helps. I'm also a bad speller. I'm an idiot. Also helps you remember how to spell them. So avocado is A-V-O. Avocado with an A afterward. So I try to say them, but trying to say things how you spell them also leads you, here's the reminder,
down
how dumb I am.
Path.
Yes, because I actually pronounce the B in subtle.
Subtle.
I've heard people say this is a mark of a really stupid person. They say the B in subtle. And I also say comfortable, because I'm trying to not mumble.
You're making the connection.
So I try and say things how I spell them, and I try and not mumble, because as my aunt said, work on your diction. Aunt Mary, I don't even have a girlfriend. So I try and say things how they appear. And I don't know, is this a mark of an idiot who is really trying to keep up with with other literate people? I don't know. I
just say, this is what I do. I just say, I don't want to sound pretentious, and then it counts. I'm just teasing. So the next story, though, we're going to talk about jalapenos. But before we just Friday Night Diction is brought to you by Fatal. Back it right now on Indiegogo. So I'm going to be so self-conscious about every word I say now. I know I get names wrong all the time, and that happens. Especially, there are a handful of people that I see frequently, and I appreciate everyone that comes to the chat. But every time I see their name, I'm like, I know I have no like frame of reference for how correctly to say it. I've got nothing, so I just throw it out there and hope that it's okay. So I guess they show up. So I'm thinking specific of Alus.
If you put them up there, if you put them up there, I'll read the chats in an overpronounced, pretentious, non-subtle way.
Yeah, well, I got this one down. Go ahead.
Heroenberg. So subtle is a shibboleth for intelligence. The word shibboleth, that is a great word.
Shibboleth.
Shibboleth is what smart people say to each other to let each other know they're all smart. Writing comics says hitting those syllables hard. Now I hit the syllables. I hit the syllables hard, as though I'm always reading some phonetic thing.
I'm getting roasted.
Brian Ricard.
You from Van Scriver?
Van Scriver clip, probably. What does that mean?
It's kind of amazing how many people call him Scriver, Ethan Van Scriver. I don't get that, but It happens quite a bit. It's kind of funny.
He's got an
It
old
doesn't
Dutch name. Rack
Scriver.
3D. It doesn't matter if you get it right, as long as you mispronounce it in an amusing way.
There you go.
Mispronounce it in an amusing way.
You got to fail spectacularly. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I love it. That I don't even know how we got on that card. That was the biggest tangent of all time. But
well, you mispronunciate. What was the famous one that George Bush said?
Nuclear or new? Yeah,
that one I don't do. It's nuclear.
Because they're both words, but they mean different things. Is that the one you're talking about? Nuclear versus nuclear.
He says nuclear.
Nuclear and nuclear, right? Is that the two different ones? I'm a scientist. I know exactly which is which, and I could speak with confidence at all times. Misremember. Here's one for you. This one bothers me. The worst. I think out of any word crime, this is the worst. This is worse than niche or niche. It's could you care less or couldn't you care less?
I have no idea. I've never figured that one out.
This one, like, you just think about it for a minute. If you could care less, then it must not, I could care less how to say it. So if you couldn't care less,
then there's room to go down.
Yeah. This is
if you could not
care less. This is the thing you care the least about. Yeah, you could not care less. That's the correct. Thank you, Blue Samurai Zero. So many people say could care less. My brother says it all the time, and I correct him all the time. And he's like, "No, you couldn't care less. I could care less." He refuses to change it. People, that one's bad. Let's see. If you could, then it's not that severe. My point exactly. Thank you.
Right.
Strategy. Strategery. That was the one of. He's got so many though. George Bush has got a lot of funny ones. Strategery.
He also used to say, we gotta get the evildoers. The evildoers are at the gates. The evildoers. Who else is evildoers? That's the greatest thing. It sounds like he's defending a castle with oil that he's about to spill over the portcullis.
Oh.
Am I saying that right? Portcullis? Irregardless.
I'll go.
Irregardless, right? That is an unnecessary IR at the front of irregardless. Yeah. It's irrespective.
It's double negative business going on there and not a word. Regardless, I do that one correctly, but I hear everyone say that one wrong. Misunderestimate. Does anyone say that?
That's the George Bush ism I was looking for. Misunderestimated me. He actually said it.
You misunderestimated.
That one is so weird that it's clever. You know what I mean? He was inventing language like a gorilla.
So this one maybe, let's pretend we'll put a meaning to this word. Maybe you underestimated him, but you did it in the wrong way.
No, it's like a clever.
That's
Are they called neologisms or no? That's neologisms are made up ideas, but misanthropes. That's a different word. I bet Albino Thunderbuns knows. It's
misanthrope.
No, misanthrope means that's me. I don't like anything or anybody else.
I don't know.
As the opposite of philanthropist is a misanthrope. Philanthropists do things. Antoine Dennison says black people don't know how to pronounce the word ask. It's always ask. Can I ask you a question? LOL. Yeah. I grew up with white people that said ask too. It's not just black people. And the same white person that said ask, he also said escape instead of escape.
Oh gosh. I've never heard the word when I lived in Detroit, and I'd never heard it before, like even jokingly, that axe. Let me ask y'all a question. That's how I always heard it. But in Detroit, I heard it all the time, and I remember it was funny. We had one time we're like, just ask, and it was funny. But I say weird things too, so I say it. You say axe, or are we talking about a different one?
The Christian Nomad, dude. I dig your name, or lady. I don't know. The Christian Nomad. That's a cool name.
Everyone's got a great name. Brian says, all of the sudden, this is an educational stream. I know.
We're learning things.
That's where it came from. I think the super chat that was
primarily we're learning that Clint and I are morons. I was going to say, is it unacceptable for us to call ourselves the R word? Is it had to be referred to as the R word? First of all, wait, let me ask two separate questions. For YouTube's sake, can we say the R word? And then for Clint, for keeping it clean on your stream, can we say the R word?
Well, YouTube, I'm not sure what they're so YouTube's more sensitive about anything that could be a slur. So that one though, I'm not positive. But if it comes down to if you say a slur and then somebody reports your channel for it, if you make a misstep and then you get reported for it, your channel will go the way of Dan Fraga's channel. You know,
that
if you do something
silly. Well, so I mean,
no fixing it either.
Was it 5 years ago that people flocked to YouTube because everybody could just say anything, and it was just there were no rules, and everybody was on the tube. Wait a minute, there's another old saying. Remember, everybody say the country's going down the tubes. The country's going down the tubes. Remember, and then
it's redneck.
Can we? What about that one? Can we say that? That's
redneck.
That's a slur.
It doesn't count though for YouTube. I don't know. I work
cracker?
You can say cracker, I'm sure.
But that's a slur, right?
I'm sure. I know it. You know it. But YouTube won't care. Yeah, I work. I work with people with disabilities, and so I'm very. I have to be so careful at work, especially with what words I use. So, and now they're saying there's all this discussion in academia about disabilities being a bad word or not, and then
disability. Then what's preferred now?
Right now it's up for debate, but you'll have some like SJW types. You've got the more progressive people that are always trying to find the new word because that makes them, higher thinking, powerful. I guess. So they'll say
it's always a power game, right?
It really is
a power game because they're telling you what you can say and now what you can say, and then look, here's what it is. It's a wagging finger in Clint's face, telling you, I'm the smart one. This is not me speaking. This is the SJW speaking. I'm the smart one, and I know what people want, and I'm speaking for them because they can't say it, and now you can't say it, and I'm telling you what it is. Right. Let me correct you again. It's a power game all the time.
Right. And so here they say differently abled. That's the new thing they're trying to put. The thing is, if you talk to academics who are not people with disabilities, that's the more accurate term,
I'm starting to think they are the ones with disabilities.
Well, but but they will say they're the ones that will die on this hill. But the thing is, when you're actually working with people, they say it means something. If you have a disability, you need an accommodation. If you're if you're blind, how do you take an online class? They have to provide a certain set of accommodations. It makes sense and it's totally doable. But the thing is, you have to acknowledge that there's anyway. So I disagree with the whole differently abled thing. I think is a bad idea
because you don't have a different set of abilities. You are lacking an ability, and that's the point, right?
And it's sidestepping what the word is.
Right. We're trying to say, I'm unable to see, so I am the ability to see. I am It's not there. I am disabled in my ability to see, right? It's a perfect word.
Yeah. No, and it hasn't offended people. That's the thing is it's like they'll find, and then they have to convince you why it's offensive. So they're going to spend the next 3 to 5 years trying to convince people why it's offensive, why they should be offended by it, and then you will have people that adopt the fact that, okay, this word's offensive now. So it didn't start from being offensive. They made a case for it, and
they convinced
you know
people
what I mean?
to be offended by it. That's
Yeah.
and then at the end of that 5 years, and then they're going to change the word again, so everyone can play the next level of this.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Seems like it.
This is where I would put the R word in this R game. But all the R word means is slow.
Yeah.
Let me use 3 offensive words in the non-offensive context, right? if you're gonna fix a car and
don't make it anything that YouTube will take it down. Okay.
I don't think it will. And here's the context. Okay. I have to retard the master cylinder in the car.
Okay. All right.
Now people don't want to use master because that's offensive. It's a word.
master bedroom. See, okay. How much?
So silly.
We've been talking about diction all night and the English language. I don't know how we got on. I do know how we got onto it, but we've been on it for a while. But if you're struggling with knowing your cliches correctly, you got to memorize all the cliches the correct way. Now they're going to add some more difficulty with, you're going to say words that if you get them wrong, they have massive consequences. You know what I mean? Like if you say the wrong phrase, disabled people versus people with disabilities, there's a big difference in academia. Like one of those is going to get you a talking to. But yeah, now they just have extra things. We're already struggling with it, guys. Come on. We don't need more rules. Master bedroom. Are there slave bedrooms? That's a question for, I don't know, an interior designer, probably. Speaking of design,
slave bedroom oh, I'm sorry. You were about to go into a pitch. I was going to say slave bedroom would just be at the fetish brothel. Thank you.
Oh, that probably is a thing then. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Absolutely. All right, while you do that, I'm going to go get ice cubes and some more Johnny Walker. Right back.
Okay. We've pitched this so many times, guys, but we're going to pitch it again. Fatal is live on Indiegogo right now. If you like this content, this is a great way that you can support the channel. You don't have to, I love super chats. They're great, but you can also back the campaign, and we're not going to lecture you on how you say words, political correctness, cliche. Oh, come on. Cliche. I don't say clitch, right? That would be wrong. There are no cliches in here in this niche comic book market. Seriously though, if you have backed the campaign and you want to help support us, I think a really good angle is just to get this t-shirt because it's sweet. It's not going to ship well with a book anyway, so you don't have to feel bad. Like, we're not going to make you back again so you can get a separate book. You can if you'd like to, but this makes sense because it just, logistically speaking, it has to ship differently. So t-shirt, if you've already backed, a lot of people are upgrading to get the artist edition because and I thought about this too. I think we should have, instead of coloring everything, we should have left more black and white art so you guys can see how sweet it is. But that is in the artist edition, so you can get black and white art. Limited print set, that's another one too that would ship separately. So yeah, just some ideas of how you can support the campaign. That was a terrible pitch. I'm paying attention to the chat at the same time, so I'm going with it. Let's see, Jason Black. Yes, clitch would be wrong. I heard one person say that in college of all places, and I was like, oh no, why? Like, it was a writing class, and we had a section on cliches and to avoid cliches, and they called it a clitch, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me even. Had a hard time finding this channel. I guess my wife is right. I can't ever locate. Oh, the Clint. That was I walked right into that one. Oh gosh.
Very funny, Ricard.
But
Brian with a Y.
I think he might have won the chat. Brian has been owning, come to think of it, because he started this whole thing. So, gosh.
Can't find the clip.
Bad pun.
Bad puns are, that is dad joke. He's got to be a dad. He did say,
Dad.
he did say he was, from what he said, he sounded
married.
much older. Yeah,
Could
but he was saying something from long ago. I'll read it. Albino Thunderbun chat. When I was talking to the cable guy, he got offended when I referred to the master cable box and slave boxes. He informed me they are now host and client boxes.
Were man. Was he really offended? This is
everybody's, everybody's been instructed to be, they're verified by their by the extent of their by how offended they are. Joe Simenon says, 31 years young and 330 pounds? Dude, you're ringing 330 bells? Holy smokes. I hope you're tall.
I'm older than he is, but he did outsmart me a little, so there's that.
He made a reference before that made him sound like he was in his 50s.
It's PG. I don't know. He could be a dad. You could be a dad, though. It's possible. It's been fun. Yeah.
I went to the for anybody out there that likes these kind of things, I've reached into the fridge. I only have the IPAs, the pale ale, and one more scotch. So tonight I went with one bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Because this is, I always feel it's Friday, cocktails with pals at the end of the week. Love it. I love talking.
It really is like hanging it. There's kind of the bullpen. I've never worked at I said that right. Now I'm bullpen, right? Bullpen. Yeah. I've never worked in one, but I imagine you're drawing, you're working on your comics, you're doing your stuff, and you're, shooting the breeze at the same time. I don't know. It's kind of like that. It is kind of like a convention. We talked about that earlier. I think it's actually better. It's a little bit more intimate because you're doing it over time. You're developing relationships with people in the chat over time. They get to, I don't know. I think it's better in a lot of ways.
Yeah, at a convention, I got to talk to Neil Adams, but I didn't get to talk to him for very long. I asked him, you started continuity with, I think, the greatest legend, the most, I have real word finding problems. The most unappreciated is Dick Giordano. He made
misunderappreciated. Thank you.
Misunderappreciated Dick Giordano.
Mm-hmm.
When he inked Jack Kirby, Neil Adams, or John Byrne, he made them look like geniuses. But at the same time, when Dick Giordano did a book on his own, it was sort of uninteresting. I don't know why that worked that way. But see here the overpronunciation. He started continuity with Neil Adams, and that was an advertising storyboard group. So I knew that about Neil Adams and went up to Neil Adams and said, I've been working in advertising all these years, and you're doing comic books, and you did continuity. What do I do? How do I? And he said, do both. Oh, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? And then he had a big booth up on the top level, and I found downstairs in the Javits Center where I was more comfortable. It was Artist's Alley. It was just, nobody cared. And you could just walk up to Ben Templesmith and say, hey, you're just ripping off Ashley Wood? All right, fair enough. Make a living. I don't care. I'd do it. I'd try if I could. And then I got to talk to Amy Reeder. I loved her book. Do you know who she is?
I've heard her name. I don't know what she's done.
She did Rocket Girl.
Oh, and, yeah.
She killed it. That was my favorite book that year. She Reeder, Reeder.
Oh, I did it like
there
we go.
I saw your search results and saw it didn't work right. Her book was, she did it with a guy named Brandon Montclair. And I got to just stand there and talk to them. They were very nice. She's a Halloween book out. That's what that is on the right. She
That's a
worked for a
cool
while.
panel layout.
Yeah, she's a great artist. Now she did Amethyst. It's not nearly as interesting.
There's Rocket
Amethyst.
Girl.
Rocket
Yeah.
Girl is great.
This
Rocket
was
Girl is a
Image,
great
right?
book. Oh
Did
yeah.
Image put this out? Yeah, I remember. I watched a coloring tutorial on this once. Who did I watch it from? Someone colored this. I don't know if it was their colorist or it was somebody.
I think
copying
Amy
it.
Reeder drew it and colored it herself. She's a heck of an artist. And
Cool.
now she did Amethyst for DC, and it's not even sort of interesting. Rocket Girl, the first 6 issues were spectacular. And then, yeah, Arcade Burns. I loved Rocket Girl. I loved Rocket Girl too. And I don't know if they ever delivered on the back end of the story. They did 6 great issues, and I don't know where it went from there. But I got to talk to her. She was so sweet, so nice.
She started getting work at Marvel. I remember. So this is I think this is interesting because Image was going through. They were just knocking everything out of the park for a while there. They had so many great books during, I don't know, that few year spans of time, and then it was like everything became uninteresting and uninspired. Since then.
Yeah, that might have been part of my peak of when I had thought. I think I saw her work and thought, this book is so great. I could, but also at the same time, I should be doing this. Blue Samurai Zero at Sweetcast. It's with whom did I watch this? Blue Samurai Zero.
So
that use of whom has been plaguing me, because the only way I know how to use this is for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Well, so here's the rule with, and I obviously I probably get this wrong. I didn't watch it with whom, but who did I watch? I watched him. If you can put a him in there to answer the question, then it's whom. So we'll ignore this. We're going to pretend everyone's men. So this rule only works if you're a man. We're going to go there. So who did you vote for? So I would say, whom did you vote for? Because you voted for him. I'm pretty sure that's like the easiest way I could come up to remember it. What would be one of the other? Who? I can't even think. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Thank you, Blue Samurai Zero. You are correct, though.
Zero. He's a tech guy, but he also knows history. Dr. Who, Arcade Burns. Oh, dude, another cool name, Arcade Burns. That's Arcade Burns. Is that your name because you're in the arcade hanging with your friends and you're insulting each other? Is that Arcade Burns?
Or he's into Arcade Fire.
Or is it because you're at the arcade and you're pushing buttons so hard that you're getting arcade burns on your hands? Which is it, Arcade Burns? Either way, I like both reasons. Maybe it's
whom
both.
when you. Sorry, whom? Oh, the chat is going fast. You guys are. Whom when you'd use 2 or 4? Oh, that's another way to remember it. 2. Whom? Yeah.
You use 2 or 4?
Who are you?
But you'll say with whom, don't you?
So, well, let's test Charlie's knowledge. So, is it who are you or whom are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Good job. Did you use the rule, my male chauvinist rule?
No,
because you're not him. You're me.
Like all things I do, I go with intuition. I'm a lady. I'm a lot like ladies in that way. And one of my favorite artists was Amy Reeder, so I'm probably more like her than I am like you. And I go with intuition, and I know it's for whom the bell tolls and with whom. Other than that's the only, I don't know what the rule is, but I know it comes after for and after with.
Yeah.
And what are those 2 words, with and for? Welcome to Grammar Hour with Clarence.
I don't know. I'm like riding the fence because now I'm thinking about Image still. I'm thinking Amy Reeder. I watched an interview from her. I watched a couple, but have you read? What's it called? Peter Panzerfaust. Have you read that from Image?
Peter Pan or Faust?
Peter Panzerfaust.
Oh no, I don't even know what that is.
It's like World War II.
Oh,
Peter
Panzer.
Pan. Yeah,
Yes,
Panzerfaust. Yeah,
in the Panzer division, we're going to strike a bargain with Faust.
yeah.
That's
Panzerfaust.
quite a
Sh- Play on
phraseological
word. I don't know.
mashup.
Yeah, so I don't know where the writer. He just disappeared too. I was thinking, man, he's got that. I really liked that book, but then I don't know. He's not. I don't think he's working in comics. I forget his name now. Justin something. This what a great stream. Sorry, everybody. Right here, riveting YouTube.
Well, here's
Sorry.
what I'm saying. Well, remember all those years ago, people would say the country's going down the tubes. It's going down the tubes. It's it. We're going down the tubes. And then George Carlin said, "Remember anybody out there remember George Carlin's bit? What tubes? Where? I don't see any tubes. I don't see tube one. There's no tubes. The country's fine. But here we are, Clint. You and I, we're actually in the tube right now. We're in the tube. This is the YouTube. This is where the morons meet, and you and I are getting squished together right now in a little leftward column in the tubes, where jackasses discuss how they can't pronounce things, know any words, or read anything. We're in the tubes. This is it. These are the tubes. These are the tubes.
So
he's going down the tubes. We found him.
when somebody accuses me of stoking up drama to make money, this is what I think of. Like this is what we're spending our Friday night doing. So it is dramatic around here.
You got a lot of drama, Clint. You got a lot of drama, Clint Stoker.
I do. Blue Samurai Zero. So I got a bill for Bancroft stream. Is he streaming tonight? Love you all. Tell Charlie I typed by. Will do, Charlie. He typed by. He spelled it BYE. Sure, there's another way you could do that. I know. I'm trying to think if you're by BI. I think that's more inclusive.
I would have preferred a BYE-BYE, but that's just because I like things to repeat a little bit.
Yeah. Brian Rickard. I know I said his name correct that time. Got it. Going down to tubes. Longshoreman, circa 1972.
Yeah, go down the tubes. Yeah, the whole country's going down the tubes. Right. That's what they used to say back in the longshoreman, circa 1972. And that's what they say. Brian Rickard is an Englishman. I'm deducing, yes? Where are you from? The UK, Brian? Is it somewhere in the southern parts? Bye. I love everybody getting together, got their different versions. I love knowing that I only learned recently that Ricky Gervais, his type of accent is estuary. It's an improper, slightly improper form of speaking, but not too improper. So it's not the Queen's. It's not the Queen's, but he's not down there, you know, them folks who's talking this way and that. He's not down with them. That's a cool image on the right side. What is that? Oh,
this
that's cool.
John Tyler Christopher. I met him at a convention. I've mentioned him a few times, but he was my favorite artist I talked to at a convention because he was a capitalist and he was like very like he'd embrace it. He was a proponent of capitalism and like, I can't make money making art. Yes, I can. But yeah, he did. Yeah, that's some examples. He did all these ones. Why did he do all these Star Wars ones? Because they made money. So he just kept doing them. But he did these like negative space.
Oh, cool.
Kind of cool, huh? Yeah. See, this you could totally do a screen print.
On a red shirt.
Yeah, you get a red shirt. You get one black. You'd make this flat instead of a gradient. You could do it a gold color, and then you could have like a highlight color, whatever, and do over it. But like you're only talking like 3, maybe 4 colors.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Not bad. It's always I had a great art teacher named Tony Kokinos, and this guy was such a spectacular illustrator that right.
How spectacular was he?
Brian Rico tells us that Ricky Gervais isn't Michael Caine. Michael Caine has a
It's kind-
staccato speaking way of speaking. He's Cockney accent is chop 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 chop. It's all chopped up. Right? Come over here with Michael Caine. Have a bit of a delicious beverage with Michael Caine. Right, that's how he speaks. Cockney. He thought as a young man. He's Cockney. They're not going to let me on film, and so for his early films, he had to fake more of a proper accent. Ricky Gervais comes from a different spot, right, where they're almost proper, but they're not quite the Queen's. The Queen's English is almost you can't. The accent is right proper. You know, it's all proper. It's how you want to speak. It's almost.
and if you ask, I've seen this interviews from I was like British celebrities, which American did the worst British accent, and they said Dick Van Dyke.
It's always a tie. Wait, and in the recent years, it's a tie between Dick Van Dyke and Keanu when he was in Clint Stoker's Dracula, where he was saying, "Mina, oh no, we have to save Mina before all of her blood gets drained into a tube in Dracula's throat." Dude, this is harsh.
Yeah,
This is harsh, man. And they would keep having to chime in. That is the worst.
Posh is for twats.
For twats.
How many UK folks do we have? They make up a good 20% of backers so far across all three of my campaigns. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It's about 20%, and the other 5% is spread around the rest of the world. Well, yeah, as I'm just speaking of 75% ish, maybe like 76%, somewhere around there, are US backers. 20%.
There's also the Aussies and the Kiwis.
Yeah.
Is Kiwi a slanderous term? Should we not call them Kiwis? Do they like that?
I don't know.
Like calling? I don't know. Have we just run into a brick wall of oh no, we've been insulting half of.
We're just racial slurs around here. That's all it is. Twat. Does Florida count? There are some there are backers from Florida. That's for sure. Are you from Florida, Gonzo the Great? I don't know where he's from.
Florida, man. I'd love to move to Florida and pay no income tax, no state income tax. They know how to do it down there, man.
They have no income tax? I didn't know that.
No state.
That's why everyone retires and moves there when they're rich.
Yeah, but Florida has a little bit of a problem, which is and they used to play. I don't know if they still do it. They used to play this game on the Adam Carolla show, which was arcade burn. Wait, I've got to relocate my Kiwi accent. You're putting these up too fast. I can't read them.
I missed it. I was trying to click on it and so Kiwi can be a slur to natives. Okay, we better be careful then. Calling a Kiwi is not. It's calling a Frenchman a frog.
Wait, Frenchmen get upset by frog? Come on. What sort of... Wait, can I call them P words?
I don't know. Frenchman? I don't know.
No, I'm also trying to decipher how we keep your channel clean. Because I can say...
Is it that hard? I don't know.
Well, no, but I am a filthy D-bag. Can I say that all the way?
Sure. I mean, to me, I was like, okay, we'll aim for PG. If I used to tell people PG-13, and then it was always R or X. And I'm much more concerned. I'm more concerned about all the F words and the graphic sexual talk that I'm like, I just don't want to have a channel that it's like everyone does channels like that.
So is innuendo okay? Innuendo is good.
I don't.
The night that my cat jumped up on the table and I kept saying, "Look at the hairy P word."
That
was playing a game that I think is a fun game.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It's fine. Yeah.
Can I call myself a D-bag? Can I say the whole word? Okay.
I'm not gonna spell out all these rules. I'm just like, everyone has the Howard Stern show. It'd be nice to have one that's just not,
Well, no, but wait.
It's like
you
everyone
brought up
is.
exactly. You brought up exactly the right topic, because Howard Stern used to be on the radio, terrestrial
Oh,
radio,
yeah.
and they used to have to navigate a certain set of rules, and they used to be able to say they had weird rules, which was they could say we're going to a titty bar, but they couldn't say she had nice titties. There were these weird, so they were always navigating this weird set of rules. They were really interesting, and to me, the best part about it was they were navigating these weird rules. So I mean, so we have this weird set of YouTube rules, which is
There's
a certain set of rules that a couple of years ago were fine, and now they're not. And then you also have your PG rules that we're trying to navigate.
Yeah. Well, if it's that hard, I mean, I don't know.
No, but I'm saying
everyone complains. I'm like, yeah, we're trying to have like a PG show. I tell everyone before, it rarely ever happens. Everyone says whatever they want anyway. But anyway, I'm not trying to. I'm just like, about there is where we're landing. I don't have specifics. YouTube's rules matter because it gives somebody leverage to file a complaint, essentially.
Yes, and we don't want that.
That's the problem.
That's a hard rule. That's a hard rule. You have soft rules that we're going to navigate.
It's just
and
not
here's what I'm
worth
saying.
it. Yeah.
No. But I'm saying I like the game because it's essentially sort of saying in soccer we don't touch the ball with our hands. So I'm saying well, when it hits me in the shoulder, do I get a free kick? I like the rules of the game because it's a construct, and whether it's a fake construct or if I go outside of the construct, I'm not going to be shot. But we want to try and stay in the construct. I like trying to stay in the construct.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, the YouTube rules are just, they're not as many. I think with radio, they had, like FCC rules are like, again, like really depending on, they're situational. YouTube is like, we have a list of words and kinds of pictures. If you show them or speak these words and somebody reports you, your channel is toast. You're done. So, plus copyright. That's the other part too. If you do things that break copyright too.
If we get a copyright strike, I would be really curious, because I would say, what album did this appear on? Where Clint and Charlie were talking about random nonsense.
The interesting thing is the copyright strikes are they have an algorithm that figures it out. So, for example, if you do something Disney related, like if I showed a clip from whatever Pocahontas on here, they have robots. They have robots that crawl through you. I don't know how they do it, but they match audio with and video. I think, I don't know if it for sure audio, but I'm not sure if video. Anyway, they'll comb through it and they find it. If it matches something that they have, then they can put into YouTube to get a copyright claim. And therefore your video exists, but now they own your video. So PBS did this, and they don't take into account fair use, even though technically you can take a small clip and it can be fair use. They won't even take that into account. They'll just take it. So Disney's one of the worst. I had PBS. Was it PBS? I think it was PBS. They took one from me, and the thing was, it was crazy because they had a documentary that had a news clip in it, and that news clip they took from a local news station, and it was not a PBS station, by the way. And I went and played a short clip that would be fair use, and I think in court it would stand. It was just such a short clip, but they claimed it. PBS claimed it, even though it was from another like small local station. It was what's his name? the bomber, Oklahoma City bomber, being interviewed.
Timothy
Timothy
Dalton.
McVeigh. Timothy McVeigh.
It wasn't Timothy Dalton.
No, it was Timothy McVeigh.
I've seen Wings, and you might call him a bomber too.
Yeah. So they have actual robots. Yes. I don't know what the word is. They have an algorithm.
Malaprops.
Thanks for
Malapropism.
$1.99.
Blue Samurai Zero is gone. He might be an actual intellectual. The word I was looking for was malapropisms. Neologisms is when you make up a new word. Malapropisms is when you have misappropriated a word into a different use. I found the word.
There you go. WAC 3 audio is much easier to scan for. You can do it, do waveform matching. Yeah, so I think that's probably what they do. That's why if you play a video and you play it the sound off, it doesn't seem to cause a problem, but you'll know like the next day, if not the same day, that they have copyright claimed you, and they'll take your YouTube video and they will put ads on it, and then they get money for it, which joke's on them. I'm not making very much money off of videos here.
That's what I've seen also. People, they turn the audio off and they play the image backwards.
Oh, I've not seen that. That's a lot of work.
I don't know how you do that, but
yeah,
I'm backwards right now. This is mirroring, right? That's weird. That's my left hand.
That's true. You're mirrored. My screen is not mirrored. Oops, I clicked.
Really? Oh, how odd.
Well, the screen, my face is. This is mirrored, but not this over here.
But you share. All right.
Because yeah, you can read it correctly. Anyway, chat, like how boomers did that with retro for old stuff, when retro means new imitating old. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's true. That's like making new wax packs with old gum in them, because we're trying to give you a little taste of that nostalgia you once had. Retro gum. So it's like new gum that just tastes bad. Tastes like it's old.
It is new gum. It's not actually from 43 years ago.
The company, if I bought some, yeah.
If you ate gum from 43 years ago, could you get sick?
I don't think so. I don't think you would. Because it's sugar, and I don't know what else is in it, but you can eat snack food from forever ago. Like you can get on eBay right now and Google, or like eBay, whatever, some kind of like Doritos from the 90s or something, and they'll have bags of it, and you could buy it and eat it, and it'll taste terrible, but it won't kill you.
Not to be confused with bags of clams, because that would get you sick. I went and bought these old clams. I thought they'd be delicious. No, don't do it.
Turns out I've got stomach problems now. Anyway.
I thought these clams wouldn't go bad. I don't know how I could have been so wrong.
Yeah.
Dolly, if anybody, here's a strange trivia piece. Dolly Madison, you know who the ice cream is named after? I don't even think she was the cousin of James Madison. She was why they called it First Lady or something. She wasn't even the wife. I might be confusing a couple ladies. But anyway, Dolly Madison in the White House loved ice cream, as in Dolly Madison ice cream. Her favorite flavor was clam-flavored ice cream.
That's a thing?
Clam-flavored ice cream. It was back then when there were no refrigerators. And I guess they would refrigerate clams on ice, and then if you get them infused into your frozen creams, you would have clam flavored ice cream. Makes me want. I love clams. I eat clams. Not in packages from the 90s, but I eat clams. At a clam bar, have a beer and some clams. Taste great together. Clam ice cream would be great. Jason Black, you think that would be yuck? I'd like to try clam flavored ice cream.
So anyway, I think
fatal.
So yeah. We've gone way longer than I was planning this stream to go for. but I do appreciate everyone. I had fun though. It was kind of fun to just play with the chat a little bit, and I had a good time.
This felt more like our telephone conversations.
It did.
Where we were just randomly trying to work out a plot and then end up talking about, what are your kids doing today?
Clam ice cream. My oldest is quarantined. Apparently I was going to mention this at the top. He came in contact with somebody, they won't tell us who at the school, but somebody who was confirmed to have COVID. So now he's quarantined. So that means that we have to homeschool him for 2 weeks while my daughter... Open? Yeah, around here it's open. It's like it's like locked down like crazy, and they're wearing masks all day, and the whole thing is they're
wearing masks at school.
Oh yeah, they're sitting 6 feet apart, masks. They're going to great lengths.
So it's just like the South Park episode.
Is there one where they're wearing masks?
There is a South Park. What was it? The lockdown special or some pandemic special? It's just, I don't know if everybody likes South Park, but just watch the first 10 minutes. Cartman sings a song that is so fantastic about social distancing. It's how I felt my whole life.
Oh, this is a newer video then, or newer?
Yeah, they put it out.
One.
It's a week old, and they made it for the pandemic special. Gotcha. It is. It's not for the faint of heart or anyone that doesn't like dirty jokes. Obviously, it's South Park. It is so funny. Yeah. It is so fantastic.
Nice.
Anyway,
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, so 2 weeks he'll be at home, but oh well. But it's gonna have. I figure eventually they're gonna be like, well, we're gonna have to shut the school down because 4 people got it or something. This will happen, but in the meantime, it's kind of nice to.
Kids are fine.
Get them out of the house. I know I'm not.
You're under 60. You're healthy. Are you obese? I can't tell.
No, I'm not obese. I'm a little overweight, but I'm not obese. So I'll be just fine.
You're not obese. You're barely. You're probably. Look at me. Do I have manular? Do I have man boobs? I don't think so. Do you have man boobs?
No, I don't.
I'm making it even weirder now for you, Glenn.
I know. I'm like, we've gone for 2 hours. I'm going to end the stream, and now we're talking about man boobs.
Let me introduce a new topic. How many of you out there have man boobs? If you don't have man boobs and you're under 65 and your kids have been exposed to COVID, you're fine. Nothing's going to happen to you. You have no pre-existing conditions. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. That's why we sent them. You didn't have to. You could have had your kids home, but we were like, let's get him out.
So he is quarantined. Are you making him run around the house in a hamster ball?
No, it's just like he's just at home because I really don't think he has it anyway. Like, I don't know how they determined what was the appropriate exposure distance and time, like for them to consider him to. Part of me wonders, my theory is that the teachers are getting sick of him. And so they're like, he's got a real COVID exposure here. We're going to need him to stay home for 2 weeks. That could be part of it. I don't know, but he'll be home for the next 2 weeks. So
is he a troublemaker? Is your boy a troublemaker?
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
He's the stoker.
He takes more after me. At
Were
some
you a
point
troublemaker?
though, I think he's like me where it's not intentional. It's just that he doesn't care about doing schoolwork. He just wants to talk, and he in particular wants to make kids laugh, so he's a bit of a class clown. So that's kind of his thing. My wife was always like, follow the rules, get good grades. And I wasn't like that, but I don't know. I don't think it's like intentional. Like he's not picking on kids or anything. He's just a goofball. Causes them some problems. Anyway, all right, I gotta wrap. I'm wrapping up the stream for real now.
All right.
Appreciate everyone for joining us tonight. Thanks for the super chats, and thanks to when we had a backer or two right at the beginning of the stream. So appreciate you guys for supporting the campaign. 1 week left, and yeah, we're off to the races, I guess. So see you all next time. And thanks, Charlie, for coming.
Absolutely, Clint. Always a pleasure.